Has this ever happened to you? You're hungry. No, wait, you're starving. You're tired. And all you want to do is have a quick dinner and then plop down on the couch and watch Netflix. I've been there. I've done that. I have a solution for you. Let's dig in. Batch prepping, it will make all the difference. When you open your fridge, you will have food to eat and you will not have to call for takeout. You will not have to go to the nearest restaurant. You won't have to do that because you will have food at your fingertips. Let's talk about one of the things that I batch prep all the time. I want to tell you about potatoes. They are one of the most satiating foods on the planet. They're low on the calorie density chart. And as long as you don't smear them with butter and sour cream, you're golden. You can eat potatoes to your heart's delight. I know and you know that we grew up believing and being fed the idea that potatoes were fattening. It could not be further from the truth. I've been eating potatoes like it's my job for the last almost 7 years. And I am at my lowest weight. I feel great. I feel healthy. I feel vibrant. I feel full of energy. And I know that you will too if you just get the idea of potatoes being bad for you or fattening just out of your head. Potatoes are one of the most satiating foods on the planet. They're low on the calorie density chart. They fill you up. They're nourishing. They're full of phytonutrients and antioxidants and all those big words. First thing we're going to do is dump these into the sink and give them a good bath. So I'm just doing sort of the medium-sized ones first, cutting them in half. First thing I'm going to do is put them in the Instant Pot. And I'm going to put the tray in and I'm going to add 1 cup of water. Into the Instant Pot it goes. On goes the lid. I'm going to press manual. It's going to default to 30, but I want it to be 13. So I'll press the minus sign until it reaches 13. Now, what I haven't told you is what I'm going to do with those potatoes. There are so many things to do. I can put them cold in a salad. I can make potato salad with a yummy silken tofu dressing. I can make mashed potatoes out of them. I can make air fried French fries with them, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to make smashed potatoes with them. But the thing is that I can't do that until tomorrow, and here's why. Once these are done cooking, and once they come to room temperature, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and let them chill. That creates something called resistant starch. It doesn't impact your blood sugar as much as potatoes that you eat just after they're cooked. So when they're done and they come to room temperature, I will stick them in the refrigerator, and then starting tomorrow, probably even tonight, they'll be cold enough to turn into my smashed potatoes. But have no fear. I'm going to show you with some other potatoes how I make those smashed potatoes. These are Hannah sweet potatoes. They're white on the inside, and I like to cook them in the oven. They get nice and caramelized and sort of ooey and gooey, and I usually eat them right out of the oven, but the ones that I don't eat out of the oven, I put in the freezer. See, they get nice and toasty. I'm going to put these back in the freezer because I only want to have 3 of these for lunch. First thing I'm going to do is microwave them to defrost them. That's step 1. This is a good time for me to stop and mention to you that my 2 ebooks, which I'm so proud of, are on sale today for 50% off. This is my Rise and Shine 20 delicious oatmeal recipes. They're for breakfast, but honestly, you could eat them any time of the day. This was my very first Ellen's Healthy Kitchen ebook. And then there's my beginner's pantry guide. To be honest with you, it's not just for beginners because we could all use a refresher course on what our whole food plant-based pantries can look like. So make sure you take advantage of the sale. It's going to be going on for just a few more days. So that's the first part of my lunch, my smashed sweet potatoes. Tomorrow I'll probably have smashed Yukon Gold potatoes. But I need to fill my plate up with more than just that. So I'm going to get my veggies going. Let's see what I have in the fridge. I'm going to be using a lot of already previously batched vegetables. Makes it so easy. First, I have already cut green cabbage, already cut broccoli. I don't have these cut, but I'm going to just take my time right now to do it. And also some green beans. There I go again. I'm also going to do a sweet onion. I'm going to have to do this in 2 separate containers. But first, I'm going to add some Delicious. I love this Delicious. So delicious. I push 888 on the microwave, which is really about 9.5 minutes. I like my veggies really cooked. I am going to turn these over. The mushrooms are a little bit of a a nuisance. I'll admit it, but they're so good and they're so worth it. First, I'm going to wash them. Dry them a little bit, and then I'm just going to quarter them. Perfect. And I'm just going to let this hang out on the rack and cool for a few hours. I want to add onions to this. I'm going to cut this into chunks and just put it into the microwave dish. I'm going to add a little bit of this Bragg's coconut aminos. Okay, I added a little bit of water. I'm going to do these for about 7 minutes in the microwave. Perfect. Just the way I like it. I'm not going to cover it because I don't want it to cook more. So I'm just going to put it aside. These came out perfect. Look at those. Ah, they're perfect. Crispy, but still a little soft in the middle. Here's what I'm going to be having for lunch. I'm going to have the 3 smashed Hannah sweet potatoes. I'm going to have the cabbage and the broccoli and some of the mushrooms, green beans, and onion. I'm also going to heat up some of these red beans that I made in the slow cooker about a week ago, and they're still rocking it. And that is a most delicious meal for me. In fact, it's so delicious that I might even repeat it for dinner. You know, one of the key messages really is just open your fridge and take out whatever vegetables you have, take out whatever pre-cooked potatoes you have, and go to town. You can make a meal out of pretty much any vegetables, any potatoes, rice, quinoa, farro if you're not gluten-free, millet, buckwheat. You can really make a meal out of any grain and all the vegetables that are in your refrigerator. That way, they don't go to waste. The vegetables that I made extra. I won't finish them all today, but I'll probably have them for at least 1 or 2 more meals. There was some great batch prepping right there. The Yukon Golds are prepped, and as soon as they're room temp, they go into the fridge. Those will last me definitely at least 3 or 4 days. I will probably finish the rest of these beans. I've been nursing them for the last 3 or 4 days. I never like to run out of my beans. So what I will do is today, I will soak some pintos because I'm going to make some piñata pinto beans. And I'll have those for the next week. So I want to encourage you to batch prep because as you can see, it takes some time, not a lot. You can get a lot of food batch prepped. And then remember I said at the beginning of the video, has this ever happened to you? You're hungry, you're starving. This way you open your fridge and boom, you have what to eat. You have what to make a meal out of. So let me know in the comments below. Just choose one thing that you're going to batch prep today. I'm Ellen of Ellen's Healthy Kitchen, and I help you plant your plate one healthy meal at a time. Make sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my plant-based goodness. I'm trying to come up with a way that I want to end my videos. Toodaloo. See you in the next video. Ta-ta. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. I'll see you in the next video. I don't know about that one either. What feels most natural? How about take it easy, my friends. Be well, and I'll see you in the next video. Help me decide how to end my video. For now, I'll end with thank you so much for being with me. I'm so glad you were here. I'll see you in the next video.